Deus vobiscum, my kin, my clan, it's me, Xiomara Moraz. May the gods be with you all. Wow, it's been too long since I posted a video, and I do want to apologize for that. It's been crazy, it's been hectic. I know you probably have already seen the video right before this one, where, you know, I kind of catch you all up and letting you know what happened in my life and all that jazz. And I do know that I said my next spell was going to be a revenge spell, but I'm decided to do this spell, which is how to introduce a blessing into your life. You know, I need a blessing in my life at this moment. I find myself in a crossroad. I find myself a little stuck. I need a bit of a push from the cosmos and from my ancestors to kind of guide me in the right direction. And as I've been, you know, meditating and all that good stuff, I have come to the conclusion that my faith is calling me more than my actual day job. I am blessed to have had that opportunity and that experience in this country. I have met, excuse me, wonderful people, a couple of assholes here and there, but wonderful people, including one guy who I just consider a good friend of mine. I adore him and his life partner. They are just the best. So shout outs to you, Rafa. This video is going out to you because I feel that you can benefit from something like this as well. You know, who doesn't need a blessing? Who doesn't need some guidance from your ancestors or from the deities or the higher power or God and Jesus and all that good stuff? You know, most of these ingredients that I do have here are actually, you know, they're in my kitchen cupboard. So this could be considered, you know, a kitchen magic. Because again, this is a very simple spell. It's a spell that you know, I have used before in my past, back home in Jersey. Hey, what's going on, my Jerseyans? And yeah, I just want to share that with you, just because, you know, it's been a long road. This year has been whipping my butt, and it's time for me to start whipping back. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Let me just go ahead and introduce you to the basic ingredients, which is you need a white candle. This is a scented candle. It's scented with cotton. This is useful, the scent, just because, you know, cotton is good for purification and trying to block all the negativity, which is something that, you know, I kind of need right now. You know, I have to say I haven't had that much hate or haven't felt that I have haters anymore. Last year was just filled with negativity, filled with, you know, other witches trying to, you know, compete. And you know, it left a really bad taste in my mouth. So, you know, I just, you know, preparing myself for what's to come, being that I'm gonna start my series again in doing videos on how to do certain spells, because a lot of you have reached out to me and told me, hey, what's going on? And, you know, shouts out to Cherie. You know, she's a good Facebook pal of mine who just has a lot of faith in me as well. And, you know, I figured that there are a lot of people who look up to me and who count on me, and, you know, it's very touching. You know, some people are all the way from India. You know, I've been told that I have a fan base over there, and, you know, I plan on keeping all of you in mind when I'm doing this specific spell. So, you know, you gotta mind me a little bit. I'm a little rusty, so being that this is my first video, I may be a little chatterbox. Well, actually, the revenge spell was I was even worse. So this is me being tame. So, you know, third time's a charm, even though. Let's just leave it at that. So we have the white candle. You're going to need some molasses. Now, I personally work well with molasses. I love the energy that molasses brings. A good substitute if you don't have molasses, you could use regular honey, sunflower honey. You can use that agave stuff. You can use corn syrup. You can make just, your caramel, your plain caramel by just getting some sugar and a couple of teaspoons of water and just, making your, just heating it over, bringing it up to, I think, 300 and something degrees. You can find a tutorial for somebody else in a cooking channel for that. But you could use caramel for this. You would just have to make it more of a loose caramel and not like a crystallized one where, it could thread and all that good stuff. And then we have allspice berry. And this is, for me, the main ingredient, which I already did include that into my molasses, including with cinnamon. Just because, I like to actually grate the cinnamon. And this you have to muddle a little bit. But this is good for bringing luck and healing and just a push with money and things like that. You're going to need some rosemary because I feel that if you need a blessing in your life, then you need some qualities in the spell for you to banish all negativity. A good bath is just simply, boiling some rosemary and basil, and that's a cute little bath to just kind of remove some cobwebs or, some maintenance on yourself. But I'm using rosemary in this spell, and I'm using some sage because, again, I want to purify my life. I want my life, my roads to be open. I want fresh energy. I want just, a revamp or a do-over, a makeover, whatever you want to call it, on my faith, on my way of thinking. Sometimes, which I'm sure a lot of you out there, because if you watch me, it's because you find qualities in yourself in me. And that means you're a procrastinator. That means you can tend to be a little lazy when it comes to routines, when it comes to praying every day, meditating every day, chanting every day, and things like that. So, I totally get you. It does get a little hard to maintain a routine. It gets boring. But either way, you have to do it. You have to find new ways of doing it and new ideas on kind of keeping you on your toes and keeping your faith where it should be, so that, we don't have to do a spell like this to kind of change your life all over again. And also poppy seeds, just because poppies are good for when you want to dominate and anyone or anything. And for me, I want to dominate life. I want to dominate negativity. I want to dominate bad people who I tend to attract, whether it's lovers or side guys, things like that. In this country, I do feel that although there is wonderful people out there, but those who find interest in me in an intimate way, always after something, and most of the times is benefit. And I've kind of decided to open my eyes and to become more of a bitch, even though everybody already thinks so. But now I'm going to show them, the person that they thought I was, which, is I try to be a sweetheart, I try to be kind, I try to be perky and charismatic, and we all know I don't like people. But I love all of you, though, because, you're my sisters and brothers in the craft. We're talking about, those muggles. Is the only word that I could think of right now. Those regular folks, they're so needy. But then again, who doesn't need in this life? We all need something. But these are your basic ingredients. You're also going to need 4 coins. Well, in this country, $1 would be like 1 coin. And then $5 would be a bigger coin. If y'all talk about my manicure, I'm a wish that you get diarrhea because they're horrible, but these are working hands. So don't mind my manicure. But you know, so you can see that it's a little different. It's a little bigger, this one, than this one. I don't know if you can see that. Whatever, it's bigger. So I'm using one $5 coin and four regular dollar coins, which you can use back home for those in the States. You can use quarters or that silver dollar. So you can use like 4 quarters and 1 silver dollar. That would be wonderful. Let me see what else you're going to need. You're going to need symbols. And some of the symbols that I decided just goes with what I need. Now, I've been going through some health issues, which I did explain that in my earlier video. So I need healing. I need to heal from my inside as well as my outside. You know, I'm very tired. I find myself struggling to get to work and struggling to just doing my job that I actually do like. I actually do like customer service. Even y'all little petty people who bitch about 50 cents. Come on now, it's a damn coupon. If the coupon doesn't go through, it doesn't go through, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I feel that I need healing. So for one, I like this one. I don't know if we'll be able to see that. This is a symbol for, emotional healing. Emotional healing, there we go. Now, all of these are bind runes. You can definitely find this online, the bind runes, but this is for emotional healing. And then, I gotta do it. I gotta admit this. With this spell, you are going to need to give up a lot of things. I know this is the time for Lent for a lot of people. Well, I'm decided to hop on that. Hop on that train. Pagan style, and this is the symbol to help you with your bad habits. What are some of my bad habits? Ooh, my nails are just horrible. Junk food. Junk food, fried food, and soda. So, being that I am going to do this spell, I am going to have to give up a lot of things and show to the cosmos that I'm putting my part to. I'm definitely putting my part to in trying to get myself back together. Ooh, no, that does not work. It's starting to get a little dark here, so please forgive the lighting. That just made me look spooky. So, blooper. So yeah, I'm giving up. I'm changing up my whole diet. I'm not gonna be a vegetarian. The devil's a lie. I'm not gonna be a vegetarian. I'm not gonna be vegan. I'm just going to eat healthier. I'm going to drink a lot more water and a lot more fruit-infused waters. A lot of waters that will help you detox your body, and brown rice and poached eggs. This is going to be hard. But with the help of all of you, because I know all of you will be sending me good energy, I know I can do this, and I'm going to do it because I need to do it if I want to, if I want to hang around this life a lot more. I'm definitely going to have to do some sacrifices, and a lot of that is what I put in here. And so I have to change my diet. I have to lose weight because, I gained so much weight in that job because, it was stressful, and seeing your next door cubby partner, eating some Pringles, and you're like, damn, those Pringles look good. Let me go get me some Pringles or Pop-Tarts or junk food. So I'm definitely going to do that. I just gave myself a spiritual bath with, my basic go-to removal of dark energy bath, which is a pinch of sulfur, black myrrh, and a heaping amount of tobacco. Like tobacco leaves, not cigarette leaves, but like you actually get a cigar and you break it up, and I use that. And I just bathed in that for like 2 days, and which is why I have my hair loose right now. I'm trying to dry it, and It's going to be up to here, big old Jersey volume here. So I did do my spiritual bath, and now I'll be doing this spell, and then once I activate this spell, I have to do my part. So I'm going to try to, go out walking more, but that'll be later on once, I make my final move when it comes to work. But I'm going to try to be more active, more proactive in outdoors because, one of my mistakes was that I confined myself in this home and concentrate on work. So I'm definitely I need balance in my life as well. And being that I need a balance, then I can definitely go ahead and use this one, which is to, this is to promote medical healing. This one was emotional healing, and this is my actual physical healing, like my health is a bind room for that to just, and with this, and I have done a spell separately just for my health, and I use the god Namtar, who is a deity from Babylonian times. I have a lot of devotion to him. I actually got his name. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Oops. Something like that. You could see some of it, but you could Google it, honey. Google it. But I got his, his name tatted on me because, majority of my tattoos are spiritual. And last but not least, here is another. Here's another bind rune, which is success in business, and I definitely need some success in business. Just because I have to, restart everything. Just because, I slacked off. I got consumed by my day job. Then I started, coming home so tired. And when you have a heart arrhythmia and other issues, it definitely makes you more fatigued. And, this is the cherry on top of the sundae. I went into my grimoire and I decided to write the word blessing in Theban script, which is also known as the witch's alphabet, which is this right here. It's just, simple word, blessings, with an S at the end. And all that, I have carved into this candle, which is going to be really hard to see just because, you may be able to see it later once I put all the stuff in there, but you do want to get your trusty athame out and carve all of this here. You don't need to put your name on this because this is intended for you personally. So, but you can if you want to, but you don't have to. But just make sure that, if you don't have an athame to carve into your candle, then you can always use a good rusty nail. But I do recommend you to get a good athame to do your spell work because it does a big difference here. And of course, we do have a chant that I will be incorporating into the spell. It's in Latin. Let me see. I don't have my glasses on right now because I feel that I look too old and too fat. Y'all better not make fat jokes. I'm a Barbie. No, I'm joking. So the Latin inscription would be "Sit DUCI per BONUM in VITA MUNDI," which simply means "Let the blessings come into my life guided by the cosmos." And that's that. Of course, I'll put all of these ingredients in the description box. And who can you dedicate this to? Okay, while I'm explaining that, I'll go ahead and start mixing some of these things. But who can you dedicate this to? You can definitely dedicate. Well, I personally am dedicating my spell for my ancestors and for my spiritual guides. And of course, it is being the energy I'm harnessing from the cosmos. Okay, just please be careful with the poppy seeds because you don't want it to affect negatively your spell and make you lazy because this can make you a little bit confused and all that if you use a lot. So I literally just used like half of a teaspoon and I used about 2 tablespoons of allspice and 1 full tablespoon of cinnamon, just because I like the energy that cinnamon works with me. It pulls energy, it pulls a lot of positive energy which is why I always put cinnamon in my morning tea, just so that I can go ahead and you know, work with that energy. But if you're that kind of person where cinnamon makes you horny, please don't use it, because it'll distract you from your goal instead of attracting business opportunities or you know, projects and things like that. It's gonna make you a whore. We have enough whores out there. And from here, let me see here. You can always switch up some things. I am sick and tired of using rue because we have a lot in my backyard, but you could use rue in this. You can use spearmint. You can use grains of paradise if you do have that. If you have some patchouli flowers, not the root, but if you have patchouli flowers, then you can definitely go ahead and use some patchouli flower. You can use some cedar, like white cedar. You can use marigold. It would be pretty good for this. You can use, you can even use devil's shoestring and galangal. Or, for example, you can use like a pinch of cayenne pepper with like marigold finely grounded, with dragon's blood. You can do that, or you can add that into this and make this a little stronger. I'm keeping this light in regards to how much I'm packing with, because right now I don't feel that I need like a punch through. I just need, you know, to just sweep my path a little bit. I don't feel that there's a lot of obstacles that are coming in my way. So I'm keeping it nice, but you can incorporate blood magic with this. Now, you can use your own blood, where you could just, you know, cut your dominant hand and add a few drops into that, and then, you know, you could just or you can use like a brown pigeon. I wouldn't use a white one because the backlash of the energy of that may be too dramatic. But I would use like a brown pigeon. That's as far as I would go. And of course, I don't recommend you doing animal sacrifices unless if you know, you were taught to do so and you have authority by the deities and by your previous teachers to do so. But it is a certain level of magic that one needs to know and understand and respect before diving into you know, something like blood magic. Okay, so once you mix everything, and of course you're using your hands, okay, you're just going to go ahead and, as anointing the candle, I'm chanting, you know, I don't have it memorized yet because I'm not going to light this now, but, you know, you're just going to be chanting the, you know, the actual incantation here. You know, si DUCI per BONUM in VITA MUNDI. Just going to keep doing that. Keep envisioning what you're expecting from this actual spell. Of course, you can add glitter, like silver glitter, which is known as quicksilver, when you're trying to, if you need like a speedy spell. You can use gold to introduce that, you know, you do want money in things like this. And just take your time doing this. Well, I am rusty. I hate when I do these videos in the beginning because I feel like I just talk and talk, and then I see the time and it's 24 minutes and I feel like I haven't done anything. But you know, we're almost there. I'm almost done anointing the actual candle. I don't like to put it on the top part where the wick is, just because with these scented candles, they can kind of sometimes work a little funny with you, and it might create like caramelization, being that this is sugar based. Okay, so we have your candle here, which the signs will probably look even worse, but you get the idea. And let me just, I have a bucket here where I could just rinse my hands off real quick. I was prepared. And please let me know, I really am serious about getting back on the ball here. And just let me know what's going on. Let me know what spells you're interested in. I have looked over some of the comments in the past, and I know we want clairvoyancy and protection spells and things like that. But, let me know what's going on here. Now, with the excess, what you can do is, I like to be naked when I do my spells. I just feel that I feel more vulnerable and at the same time more empowered. So I would literally cover my body in the rest of this fun stuff here. And once, I'm chanting about half an hour in, then I can go rinse off. Even though I just took a spiritual bath, that's something you should do. Or if you don't want to do it all over your body, then you can just do it with your hands. And as you light the candle, you just keep your hands over it with the elixir here, the mixture here, and that'll be a way for you to kind of introduce that into your energy flow and the intent that you're trying to provide here in this spell. Well, my friends and family, it is 26 minutes. As always, I want to end this here with blessings to all of you. I love you all. I love you all, and I love you all. And again, Deus Obiscum. May the gods be with you always. And just hit me up, and if you want to chat, let's chat. Mwah. Bye-bye.